We've been talking about the future of work, and the future of work is here.
So let's get started. The intention now is for you to figure out where it is that you want to land your leadership. Landing your leadership, landing your intention will be a focus on what do you want to achieve and who do you want to achieve it with. And this could be across an entire spectrum. Let me tell you a story about a young woman named Zena. Zena was a young woman that I met as I was coaching her and her father. Her father I was coaching on a professional basis, and I got to know Zena a little bit, who is a young ER doc, and I just adopted her as a friend and a mentee along the way. Zena had a desire to reinvent patient care at her hospital. And this young lady was an extraordinary lady, and I really wanted her to be successful. But what I noticed in Zena was that she was struggling with an incapacity to step up and be a leader because she was waiting for that 5-year time frame where her bosses told her it would be until she became a formal manager. And I told Zena, I said, listen, let's not even think about that. I don't give a damn how long your bosses say it takes you to be a manager. The question I would ask you is, where do you want to lead today? And after a little bit of conversation, she recognized that there was an opportunity to help reinvent in the ER how inventory management was done. It was something that was frustrating to her and a number of the other doctors. And that there was one particular individual, his name was Devin, who is a nurse who had responsibility for managing inventory. But unfortunately, Devin wasn't really on top of it. So that became our focus. It didn't take long for us to recognize that Zena could identify an area of an improvement and an individual that she needed to work with to make that improvement occur. Now Zena had a mission and she had a team. Look, there's so many different ways that you as an individual, I think about myself. When I was back at Deloitte as a young man, I wanted to make a difference in this company. And my making a difference made me realize that if I stayed as a consultant hammering away on spreadsheets in the bowels of large organizations was not going to be the way that I would come to the table at my best. I wanted to really, and I was focused on and interested in writing, and I was focused and interested in speaking, and I thought, you know what, I could make a difference in building the brand of Deloitte. So I went up to the CEO of the company at a cocktail reception that maybe once a year you get to bump up against the CEO of a company, right? And I went up to the CEO of a company and I said, sir, what do you want to leave as the legacy behind you of Deloitte? Like, where do you want the brand to be someday because you were here? And the gentleman's name was Pat. Pat thought about it for a second. He goes, you know what? He said, someday I would like Deloitte to be at par with the other great consultancies in this world, like McKinsey and Accenture. At the time it was called Anderson Consulting. And I logged that in my head, and I knew that that was now my North Star. How did I help Deloitte achieve parity with the other great consulting brands in the world? That was my go big or go home mission. And what I want you to reflect upon is, what is yours? What is it that you want to achieve? A young man in one of my technology companies that I started along the way, he came into the organization and recognized that our focus on product design was way behind, and that there were elements of product design that he wanted to bring to this organization, and that he was struggling and thinking about whether he had authority, similar to Zena, whether he had authority to be able to make that happen. And I sat with him one day and I said, listen, you have to take the reins. You have to make extraordinary things happen. You have to be the individual that helps all of us realize possibility, and that you have to be able to take this vision that you have, this murky idea, and enlist the right individuals to break through and turn around and create transformation in this little technology company that you've now joined. And I say that to everybody. I say that to you. Listen, transformation is crucial in this world. You know, my friend Peter Diamandis that I often talk about, he's one of my best buddies. He is telling the world that they have to step up and establish for themselves a massive transformative purpose, that every single one of us deserves to have a massive transformative purpose in this world, to create something extraordinary for the world around us with a group of individuals, right? And then what I do is I come behind that and I say, humbly speaking, for you to have a massive transformative purpose, how do you actually lead without authority and co-elevate the people around you? But the question in this video is, where is your focus? You can start small like Xena did, right? Just pick something around you that seems in need, right? You can take it to the next level like the young man in our technology company did, and you can say this whole function of product needs to go to the next level, or like I did. I want to build the brand of the organization that I'm in. So what I want you to begin to think about, because this is such a crucial video, and I want you to maybe pause and reflect on this for multiple days and spar and talk to friends about this. I want you to really engage yourself and ask yourself, if I'm going to apply these new work rules, where am I going to do it? Now, one thing I'll give you a little piece of advice on this, which is don't necessarily take the most challenging problem you're faced with or the most challenging people you're faced with today. Because I want this to be successful for you. I want you to get a bite of what this feels like and tastes like, and I want you to celebrate it, and I want you to feel extraordinary. I want you to get outcomes. I want you to see results. I want you to see the cash register ring. I want you to see your personal brand be elevated. I want to see all the greatness that deserves to be yours tasted the first time you try it. Because if I give you something to do that feels so daunting and so challenging, you will never try it again, right? So I want this to be something approachable for you. Now, the flip side is, if you've got a hot button priority, there's nothing wrong with trying this on the things that are right and immediately in front of you, like Sandy's challenge that she had, right? You could also just think about individuals that you're currently working with. You can take this as an angle of where to be a co-elevating leader. You can not only start with the North Star of what you're trying to achieve, you can start with people. You can start with the fact that you're already working with somebody and you know that taking a slightly different approach will energize and engage that partnership. Recently at Ferrazzi Greenlight, my own organization, I've begun to focus more intently on building my own brand and understanding the social media world and understanding internet and marketing and sales and conversions and all words that I've never focused on before as an old world marketer that are really the new world marketing rules. And I've got new individuals working with me in this group. And those new individuals are individuals that are meeting me at the speed that I've been going at, and they're trying to catch up with what I've been doing and introduce new ideas, and that's tumultuous and that's challenging. And so that's an individual group that I've got to step back and periodically decide that I am going to co-elevate with this group to co-create a North Star for how we're going to help you and more of you in this world through bringing a better attention to sales and marketing in this modern era. I may have individuals in my own company today, and I do, individuals whose personalities may be a little bit challenging to me, and that our styles may be different. Or individuals that are just so crucial because they're new and our functions and our groups naturally work together, but we've never really invested the time to build that relationship. I think of a couple of individuals in my company where I really know I need to double down and co-elevate with as specific individuals. And I don't even know the mission that I'd be co-elevating them with or around right now. I don't even know what it is, but what I know is that they are crucial individuals that I need to co-elevate with, and together we will co-create extraordinary missions and outcomes and assure that as a couple, as a pair, and then little by little inviting other people into our team, that little by little this will occur and we will achieve great things. The mission of this simple video, and as we move forward, I want you to really have something in your mind, something you're trying to achieve and a group of people you're trying to achieve it with. That is what we need to land here together. I want you to think about this, and when you're ready to come into the next video, I want you to have a vision of something you're trying to achieve and a set of individuals, or even just one individual you're trying to achieve it with, and we'll be ready to move forward in the next steps of your journey in and co-elevation and becoming the leader that you deserve to be in this new, crazy work world.